Hello guys, welcome this evening to another one of our flights with the 737 ZiboMod. Today we've got the update, which is 3.39. As you can see, them lovely little TVs in the back of the headrests. We're going to be going with the BOAC Retro, and we're flying from my home airport, Luton Airport. Now, you'd never see a British Airways aircraft obviously land in Luton, but as it's a new update, I'm back and we've got a new aircraft to mess around with. Why not? So don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comments down below. Today we're just going to be doing a little short flight here from Luton Airport down into Exeter. We're going to be leaving on runway 26, climbing for a flight level of 230, and we're going to be landing for runway 26 at Exeter also. Now we're going to be taking the Charlie Papa Tango 3 Bravo SID out of Luton Airport this morning. So Compton 3 Bravo, and when we come in, we'll be coming direct in for runway 26 on the ILS. Now it is early morning here in Luton Airport, so we are going to be coming up as the sun rises, so the reshade should look really awesome. So let's get into the cockpit and start her up. Okay, so we're in the dark cockpit. First thing I can notice is the motion as we're moving. I think that is something to do with the Zibo, as this I don't have that enabled on the settings. But needless to say, let's get going. So we've already got our battery on, standby power can be guarded, and now let's put the ground power on. Okay, so here we are, now we're lit up. So what we can do now is we can go and put the bat and ground power for our DCs. We go over to here and we go to align. So we'll just wait for them to be done. Whilst we wait for that, we can turn on our emergency lights to arm. We can also turn our seatbelts to auto with the chimes. We can also test out our window heat. Now it's meant to have frost up when you're cruising, so that'll be something interesting to see also. Now I'm using a different sort of technique here that I was told to use whilst we did our flight yesterday, so I'm just doing the IRS a little bit different. So after that we'll turn our trim air on, we'll turn both of our packs on, and the isolation valve we can set to auto. After that, let's go ahead and start the APU up. Okay, give one pump. Flight level today will be 230, and landing elevation is around 102 feet. So we'll leave it at 100, which is fine. So let's go down into the FMC. So we'll go to our position. Now let's light up our main lights. Okay. So we are going from Echo Golf Golf Whiskey, and then we'll take that, shove that into our position, and we are all online, which is perfect. So we're going from Echo Golf Golf Whiskey, and it's nice to see that the airport ICAO is there also. And we're going to Exeter, which is Echo Golf Tango Echo. Our departure is going to be from runway 26 with the Compton 3 Bravo, as said. After we leave and get to Compton, we're then going to make our way down across onto the Yankee 321, which will then take us to Pepys, and then the Quebec 41, which will take us to Sam, and then the Lima 620, which will then take us to Gibso. Okay, so after that our arrival is going to be for runway 26 on the ILS, and we'll take the X1 transition. Let's go to our route and activate that. We'll go to our perf, set all of this up. Just put reserves of 1. We've got a cost index of 23, and we're going for 230. Okay, so we'll do our full climb as usual, and we'll take flaps 5 as we're not very heavy. 114, 115, 129. So we can now put that in. 129 plus 15, 144. Okay, so we're going for a cruise of 3230, which is all set. Everything here is all good. Turn the gens on. Now that everything is all set in here, we can get ready to go. Okay, so the APU is now on. We can go to APU gen, turn the yaw damper on, and everything else looks like it's all ready to go. So we'll turn our pumps on, we'll get our left electric and turn our packs off, turn our anti-collision, and now get the
when you're ready. Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Okay, so he's ready to connect. He's just going to connect the tow now, and then we'll get on our way and get out of it.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, so we'll release the parking brake. There we go.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, so we're going to start engines now. We'll start with engine number 2. So everything on here is all ready and good to go. So we'll keep the APU bleed on, and now we can start number 2. Okay, so we're just waiting for number 2. There we go. So we'll go over to number 1 now. Start her up.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Okay, so we're all set to go. RTO brake is set, flaps are down to 5, and everything else is all set. So let's move on to the gen. We can turn our bats now to gen 1, turn the isolation valve down, and we can turn the APU off. Everything else is all good here. Let's turn our probe heat on as well and give a ground call to let them know that we're going. Okay, so we're all good. Let's turn on the flight directors and we can turn on our auto throttle and arm the LNAV and bingo. We'll arm it today, just like that. So now we're all good to go. Let's now taxi on down to runway 26. So brake is released and throttle is active. Okay, so our taxi route out of here onto runway 26 is basically going to be as follows. We're going to go down Alpha and then we're going to follow Alpha all the way down and cut off for Alpha 3, 2, then 1, hold, and then we'll hit runway 26, back taxi the runway, and then we'll get the hell out of here. So we're using the sort of movable buttons that are on my throttle for the rudder, as the twist on my joystick has decided to start playing up. So we'll get as best as we can today when we land in Exeter. Set the orthos up in Exeter as well. So it should be an eventful landing, and it will be a little bit more brighter as we head over near towards there. Okay, so we'll follow down Alpha now. Or through Bravo, should we say. Okay, so we're going to cut off now to the left, down onto Alpha. We are using the real-time weather as well. So the weather you see here is the weather we've got exactly at home. So we'll go all the way down Alpha now and then depart out on our way to Compton. Okay, so we just passed the one of the holds for Alpha 3 or Alpha 2, and then just round the bend here will be Alpha 1. There we go. Slow it down as we come onto the taxiway. Okay, so now we'll enter runway 26. What we can do now is turn our strobes on. When we turn, we'll turn our wings and nose wheel on as well. because it is quite a dark and gloomy morning. But we'll see how the Zibo does perform today, as I was reading on the updates exactly what it has, and it's got quite a lot of new updates. I'm hoping that it's fixed the VNAV. Okay, so we'll do a roll. Let's shove the wing lights on.
Flight attendants, please be seated for departure.
Okay. So let's run it round.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Okay, so we're all ready to go now. So what we can do is we can go up to 45%. And toga. Check.
V1 rotate.
Rotate.
Positive green.
Gear up.
.400.
Check. So we just follow
1000.
the flight director now. And we can go to flaps up. You can tell the difference straight away from flying the new Zibo that things are already different, which is nice to see. Just trim up a little bit. There we are as we rise above the clouds. We're not going to need our lights anymore. There we go. And there's our cutback. Now what we can do is activate the LNAV and VNAV and let the aircraft take control. Hi guys, welcome back to the flight deck. Right now we are getting ready to descend down into Exeter. As you can see now, the descent mode has been initiated. In just a few miles time we will start to really head down for the runway. What we can also do is we can go into the FMC and set up our landing config along with our minimums for the arrival. And our minimums is 302, which gives us a 200 feet minimum decision altitude. And we're going to intercept for Exeter 2,200, sorry, and that's for straight in on the ILS. So let's go into the FMC and get it all set up. So for flaps 40, 118, we can do flaps 30 today, which will give us a rev, that's fine, which will give us a rev of 130. So what we do is basically go 30 by 130. Okay, so the engines are throttling back. As we now make our descent. passing through 21,000. We're going to hold at 280 and get the aircraft ready and set up. So we're going to use auto brake number 2 for the arrival. And we're going flaps 30 at 130. Hopefully the wind's not too bad as we come down. See, on our legs we need to be at 179 once we hit our next fix at Abkim, which will lead us down to intercept at 185 below and above 3,500. So we're just coming down now. What we can actually do is we can get Exeter on the VHF and we can tune in the ATIS 32. Just keep it up.
Exeter Information Foxtrot 700 Zulu weather. Wind 190 at 12, visibility 10. Sky conditions 1200 broken, temperature 12, dew point 11. Area QNH 1005. Arriving runway 26, departing runway 26. Advise on initial contact you have Foxtrot.
Okay, so 1005. Set. We can do our barrow.
Exeter Information Golf 700 Zulu weather. Wind 190 at 12, visibility 10. Sky conditions 1200 broken, temperature 12, dew point 11. Area QNH 1005. Arriving runway 26, departing runway 26. Advise on initial contact you have Golf.
Okay, that's fine. So 302 is our barrow. So we'll just set that now. Okay, that's all set. So our landing barrow is all done. That will give us 200 feet minimums. And it would all be set ready to come down. So we'll get ready now, start descending, and we'll slow down to 240 now and get ready to turn the landing lights on, ready for our arrival into runway 26. Let's get the ILS up, 109.90. So 109.90, 109.90, and we've also got a 257. 257 course. 257, and on a 24 course now. Okay, everything's all good. The aircraft is practically ready now for our arrival. As you see, lovely orthos. Okay, so now we're coming down through 10,000. What we're going to do is we're going to decel now for 185 below by the time we get to start of our approaching transition altitude to go back onto the QNH as it stands is 3,000 feet. Okay, so good. We'll intercept the localizer at 2,200 and then land on runway 26 with a 102 elevation. Okay, so what we're basically going to do is we're going to run down towards the airport and then do a 180 back round for runway 26, as you can see here. So we can put our speed intervene now, as we need to be at 185. Okay, what we can also do now is we can turn on the ILSs and we can put that to 267. As you can see, we've got some nice fields from the Ortho, which look very nice indeed. So 3000 we climb out. So now we'll switch the QNHs back down to normal for 1005. Okay, so as we just circle back towards the airport, okay, so we are right near now to make our left turn to intercept for the ILS for runway 26. We've got our auto brake which is set, ILS frequencies are both set and armed. We've got our approach ref which is flaps 30 at 130. We've got our minimums which is at 200 for 302 for the airport elevation, and we are all good. So let's arm the speed brakes as we get ready to now come in. Okay, let's start slowing the aircraft down. So, go flaps 15 and drop a gear down. Okay. Now is activate the VOR lock for the approach. Okay, go down to flaps 20, 30, and we'll go down to our rev speed which is 130. hopefully we do get the airport in sight. So we're just waiting now for the glide slope to become active. Hopefully the airport does come in sight, otherwise we are going to have to do a go round. So we're down to our approach speed, which is 132. Glide slope's active, we're not coming down on the cap, just coming down on a normal ILS. As soon as the airport comes in sight, we'll disconnect. So just coming through 1800 now, speed brakes armed, flaps 30, VOR locked and glide slope's active with a single channel for the ILS. So right now, sit back and let's hope that the runway
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Okay, runway in sight. I have control. Just got a little bit of wind.
Approaching 200. Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Okay, speed brake is up and reversers are active, and right there I forgot that it's not the twist anymore. It really does annoy me, because obviously I've had to change the buttons, so there's me twisting my joystick to get the rudder in, and I'm just watching my aircraft fly off the runway like a dragster. So, speed brakes are come back in. something that's really new. Well, there was on. Right. So we'll turn our strobes. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll turn our landing lights off, we can turn our strobes back to normal, we'll turn our wheel well off, and we can also get the APU up and running. Then we're going to run along Bravo. The landing tonight wasn't, I wouldn't say it was my fault, as the joystick's moving a bit dodgy, but you know how we do, we don't perform like that, we always get that butter landing. So we'll take parking next to this Scandinavian. Okay, so here we are now at the gate. And there we are, guys, down in Exeter with the Ortho scenery. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share, show everybody, and don't forget that red button. I'll see you all again very soon, and take care for now as our next flight awaits. See you soon.